Today I'm going to show you an easy way to make colloidal gold without using any electrolysis process. So this recipe I got from the CGCS forum, and here's a list of everything you need, but basically I have it all here. So to start with, you need good distilled water. I recommend you buy your own home distiller. That's what I have. I have a Mega home distiller right here. And it produces really pure water, less than 1 ppm, and I come out with really good colloidal gold with this water. If you buy store-bought, sometimes you won't produce like as the nice red color that you see here. It'll be more purplish. So good distilled water, a mason jar. I'm making a 250 ml batch. Actually, this is more like 300, I think. Yeah, 300 mils. And then I make it out of gold chloride solution, 1% solution. So basically this is a half a gram of gold in this whole bottle. So 1 mil of this solution will give you about 10 milligrams of gold. And 10 milligrams of gold in 250 mils of water is a 40 ppm solution. And then there's two other things, sodium carbonate, which is electrolyte, and Karo, which is the reducing agent. So sodium carbonate will increase the pH of the water. So actually, let me tell you how to make this sodium carbonate solution first. So that is made by just taking baking soda and baking it in the oven for at least 30 minutes at 375 degrees. Then you take 10.6 grams of that after it's been baked and mix it with to produce up to 100 mils of water. So you add water until you get to 100 grams on your scale. And then that will give you a 1 molar solution. Then the Karo is literally just Karo syrup mixed with distilled water, 50-50. So I just filled the bottle halfway up with Karo and then added water to get it to the top. So that's pretty simple. And I bought this gold chloride at saltlakemetals.com. I think it was $55 for this bottle. So since I use about 1 mil per jar, this gives me about 50 servings. So a little over $1 per jar of this gold that I make, which isn't too bad. So those are the ingredients. So what you do is you take the distilled water, you rinse out the jar thoroughly with the distilled water first with a small amount, and then once the jar is clean, you fill it up to 250 mils, or in this case I did 300 of distilled water. Then you add 12 drops of sodium carbonate, and I do 24 drops of the Karo solution, or you can do more. Having too much of the reducing agent is not a bad thing in this case, so just make sure you have at least like 20 drops of the Karo. And then I do 1 mil of this gold chloride solution, or around 20 drops. So you put all 4 of those things in here, the water, the sodium carbonate, the Karo, and the gold, and then you mix it around, just shake it around, and then literally all you do is pop it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and that's it. Microwave it, and then it comes out this nice ruby red color, crystal clear. The color tells you the size of your gold nanoparticles. So if you get this ruby red color, that indicates a very small particle size that you want. When I used distilled water from the store, I would get more of a purple magenta color, indicating larger particle size. And there is one other thing that I add, and that is I think it's called the capping agent. This is a gelatin solution. So I mixed 1 gram of gelatin powder with distilled water, 1 gram per cup. And then I basically just add 1 tablespoon of this to this jar after I'm done. And what that does is it helps stabilize the nanoparticles, because if they're exposed to high or low pH or salt content, they will actually aggregate and grow in size. So say if I were to dump some vinegar in here, it would actually make this jar turn purple. But when I add the gelatin, it helps it stabilize and not grow in particle size, and it stays this nice red color. So that is basically, so when it hits your stomach, the acids in your stomach, this will help prevent the particles from growing in size when it gets to your stomach, and hopefully make it to your intestines in this still small red nanoparticle size. So that's a tip. And another thing I've used is green tea. I just literally, after I'm done microwaving it, I just stick a bag of green tea in here. Since it's green mixing with red, it kind of comes out like a brownish color, but the green tea actually helps stabilize the nanoparticles as well. So that's it. Finally, I'll just hover over this recipe so you can see it, pause it, and read it for yourself. You can see the recipe calls for maltodextrin powder as the reducing agent, but I'm using the Karo syrup here instead. And I did not use a stirring rod. I just heated it up in the microwave. As you can see, I crossed out step 4. I did not preheat it because when I did that, it came out more magenta purple. Although that was when I was using store-bought distilled water, so I might try that again with my homemade distilled water. So you can thank Karo from CGCS Forum for this recipe. It works perfectly every time, so long as you have good water and a clean jar. When those two things, when you don't have any contaminants, you're guaranteed to get nice ruby red colloidal gold that will help clear your mind and increase your IQ. So I highly recommend you try this. Take care, guys.